Shalom, Mishkapa. You're listening to WONI Woni Radio. This is Music Box, and I'm your host, Danalissa Jack. Here we'll get to know some of Zion's most gifted, chosen, talented, set-apart musical artists. But before we get to that, gotta give some shout-outs first. To the visionary of Woni Radio, Mr. Craig Miles, and his beautiful wife, Merlene. Toda Rabbah for this opportunity. May the Most High Elohim Barak your coming and going, and everything your hands touch. You are a Baraka to Israel. Issachar Online, the Brew Gardens, Dwayne, and Nicole Toda for putting me on, introducing me to the Woni family, and supporting the music. You too are a tree of life with many branches that are connecting and supporting our nation. You are appreciated and needed. My Mori, my Ak Yoshiyahu and his beautiful wife, and my niece Mora Huda Dawid, and my entire ARC family here in Cali. Toda Rabbah for being there when I woke up, becoming my family and always supporting me. I don't know where I'd be now without you. And last but never least, my Ish, Daryl Jack, and the entire Jack family. I never could have foresaw this journey with you, but I wouldn't want to travel it with anyone else. Toda for always having my back. The word of Yahuwah tells us to give honor to whom honor is due. Romans 13:7. Amen. Amen. All right, got that out the way. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. Yahudans Anthology Hebraic is a collection of musical works touching and crossing many genres that chronicles memories and moments across the centuries of the journeys of the Hebrew Yahudans from Africa to the Caribbean and Americas, and what is undoubtedly humankind's largest, most barbaric forced population abductions and transfers ever in history. The moods and message are reflective, defiant, happy, combative, bombastic, and silky, prayerful, emulant, meditative, effusive, serene, and assertive, as they flow serenely between the range of emotions reflective of the 7 principal themes or stages of the album. From the motherland to the other land, Akis, Akotis, Yahudans Awoke. Shalom, shalom. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be speaking with you guys today. How is everyone doing?
Great.
Awesome. Giving thanks for life.
Yay. Yeah. So well, you guys are from everywhere. Let me just say, we got Berlin, Germany on the phone, correct? Jamaica. Yep. Aisha, where are you from?
I am originally from Bermuda.
Okay.
But I live in Jamaica.
I love your accent. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Let's jump right in because I know I read some things online about you, but now to be able to speak with you, I can hear it from you guys. You guys, amazing project. Yahudans Awoke Anthology. It is amazing. Every song.
Thank you.
Every song. Every single song. I'm like, why didn't they do at least 10? But anyway, it gives us something to look forward to.
Power in the number 7, right?
Right.
Yep.
Completion. Yes. So New Beginnings is coming soon, yes?
Right.
Yay. Hallelujah. So tell me about you. You know, I know where you're from, but how did you get started in music? Where did it start?
Which one of us are you speaking to?
Let's start with, you want to start with Aisha?
I don't know. It's your call.
Okay, I'm going to start with Bay C.
Okay. Cool. So I got started in music probably around 20 to 25 years ago. I was part of a group, and still am part of a quartet called TOK. I will modestly say that we are the most accomplished reggae band or boy band from Jamaica, from our dancehall genre.
Okay.
And as thank you. And as we have evolved as a band, we've kind of broken off and done individual projects. So right now, each member is exploring solo music. So the collective brand is TOK, and my individual brand is Bassy. And as I evolved and found, took the time to find myself musically, I found that I wanted to, make music that really inspires and that has some message, and that, as a father, has some message that I think even when children grow older, they can always refer back to some of the music and say,
absolutely,
this is what my father was about. So that is where my musical background is from. I'm from Jamaica. I represent reggae music, dancehall music, and I try to ingest as much positivity within my content.
Awesome. Awesome. Aisha, how'd you get
Pardon
into
me?
this? How did you get into this?
Well, okay, for me, I've always been musical. I grew up in theater.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a singer, dancer, actress, songwriter, um, sign language, and all these things. So
Wow.
yes, she looks all surprised. I started off, in church, and it's always a bit cliche, but hey, my parents and my grandparents were very what do you call it, spiritual. My grandfather owned a church. He was a pastor of a church
Oh, wow.
in St. Thomas. So I literally, every time I went to the country for part of the holidays, I'd have to be in church, and they'd have some things called penny concerts, and I'd take part. And you know, back in Kingston, I joined a performing arts group called the People and Team Players Club. And from there, went on to being a founding member of ASHE, which is a performing arts ensemble. And I just knew that music was my calling. There was, it wasn't what my parents wanted, but it was what I am. It is what I am. It's who I am. It's what I do best. I can't imagine myself not being a part of music. The kind of music I do is, I call it reggae fusion, because I'm influenced by every genre there is, and so I fuse them with reggae.
Okay.
So you'll have some R&B stuff, you'll have some alternative things, and some dancehall with reggae. Everything just kind of comes out.
I love it.
In my music. I draw from like my everyday life, what I experience, what I live. My music is clean because I have a son, and he has to be able to listen to my music.
Yes.
His friends should be able to listen and say, "Hey,
Yes.
Mama's cool,"
Yes.
I don't think as a parent that I want to do music where children can't listen to.
Right. I feel the same way. I'm glad you guys both said the children, because that's our future. And so we want to lay a really great foundation, especially now that we're in this truth and we understand. So going into that, so tell me, Basie, brief as possible about your awakening to truth. Was it something that, I don't know if you grew up in a Christian church, or how did that all happen for you?
Well, for me, yeah. So there's a strong connection as a Jamaican with understanding your roots. And so growing up as a child, yes, I grew up in a strong Christian church. But within, okay, are you sure you'll mute this 1 second?
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. What you doing? You washing dishes? What you doing? Aisha, you cooking?
Like I'm in the middle of cooking, guys.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah, but all right. So yes, to answer your question, I grew up in a Christian church family setting. So it's very heavily based on spirituality. And then if you know about Jamaica, that's the home of the Rastafarian movement.
Yes.
And the Rastafarian movement have always spoken about understanding your the Israelite background. We always sing about Jerusalem. We always sing about Ethiopian home and the Hebrew home.
Yeah.
So I think as a teenager, I started to explore, I started to read, I started to understand that, J is a letter that didn't exist in the time of Yeshua. I realized that, if you do the background studies, you can see the link between, what is the truth and what is being covered up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at a very early age, I think I was awoken, to be very honest. And for me, it's how do you survive in a world where you have this message, you have this understanding, but you also want to be commercially successful. So I think now is a time when, for me personally, I'm more pushing, I'm more inspired to take that step and and spread the knowledge. You know what I mean? I think when I was a teenager, I just wanted to get a hit, and I was part of a group, and not everyone in the group had the same clarity as me. So it took me a while to really come to this space where I'm at now. But from a very early age, I think I was awoken, and I was it was very clear to me, because there's a synergy between the Rastafari movement and the Hebrew base. You know?
It is. Bob Marley, I listen to his songs now and I'm like, man, OMG.
Yeah.
He had it. I mean, I'm like, wow, it blows my mind. I'm like, wow, his songs is talking about Yah. I mean, he says Jah, but I mean, and it was all so spiritual. He was so awoke, I would say. Never would have thought that. But listening now to his music, I'm like, wow, he got it. Yeah, he got it. We didn't. What about you, Aisha? As far as your awakening?
For me, I grew up in, I guess you call it a Christian background home, but it was like every different denomination there possibly could be. Like my stepmother was Seventh Day, so I had to go to church on
Saturdays, yeah.
My grandparents were Pentecostal.
Sunday. So wow.
And I went to a Catholic school.
Oh. Wow, so very diverse.
Yes, I was like all over the place where that was concerned. The older I got, I mean, I've always been, searching for my truth and what the truth is, and an understanding of. I did history as a major, so there were a lot of questions that I had based on our history as an African people. Where did certain things go? Because you get some information and then the rest just disappeared.
Right.
And I always wanted to know, okay, so what happened to this and that? Then I was introduced to Yoruba, and I delved into the Yoruba faith for a bit, but I'm still searching. So I'm very spiritual. And then I came across the whole, the Hebrew, the Hebraic aspect of stuff. And well, not just the album, it's just the because I'm not a Rastafarian, but I read upon it and stuff, and there are so many interesting things that you find based on what you were taught, what you live, and what you're learning. So it's for me, it's like, okay, all right, well, this makes sense.
Right.
No, this is just adding stuff because, unfortunately, unlike you said, Basie, I wasn't raised up in the Rastafarian faith. My dad was actually a Rasta initially. Okay. But I guess he left that faith by the time I was born and all these things. So I'm like, okay, so I'm one mixed pot, guys.
That's probably why you were so receptive to when you started getting, truth started being presented to you. That's probably why you were so receptive, because it's like, I kind of have that same type of testimony. Elia, Yehuda, I know you said earlier that this is basically Basie, Tammy, and Aisha, but did want to just hear from you about your transition, how you came into this truth.
Well, I like most Jamaicans, came up as Aisha and Roshan mentioned. So Roshan is my son. I'm not sure if that is clear. In a Christian home.
How come none of y'all told me that? Thanks, guys.
More truth.
Right. Let the truth come out now. Worldwide.
But there has always been a continual search as to what is really the truth. And understanding the history, understanding how mankind can intervene in history and recode writings to particular propaganda, let me call it, propaganda purpose. Then it forces you to dig deeper to find out what the real truth is. And it lets one understanding that we black people, we African people, we're actually a royal people.
Yes.
We have been
Hallelujah.
abused, we have been terrorized, our identity has been taken from us. We have been made to be the scum of the earth because of an agenda to not let us realize that we are His people.
Yes. Hallelujah.
And
Hallelujah.
in that regard, the search has been pretty long, pretty deep from the last 5 years. And it wasn't a sudden revelation. We kept peeling back at more and more people, little by little.
Yeah.
I think I told you earlier, Anna, that I took Lacey to Israel in 2018 to celebrate his 40th birthday. But also to understand a little bit more of what is happening in that area of the world, the Promised Land. And it was a revelation and a very spiritual journey in and of itself. And the project came out shortly after that. As how can we help to share the knowledge that we have found in other spaces so that others can also be similarly enlightened. And we don't claim to be fully there yet. It's a journey. There are more things that we need to delve into to learn more. But we are glad that we're able to put together a project like this and to gather like-minded people.
Absolutely.
Who are aligned along this way, like Aisha and others, to help us to spread that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Basie, what inspires you when you write songs? It's pretty obvious, but I want to hear it from you.
I'm pretty inspired by two things. One, I guess maybe three things. The main thing is, my experiences. But secondly, musically, it has to feel right. There's something about when you're creating. If you get a beat, you could get like 20 different ideas, but there's that one idea that is just, it's like it just resonates deep in the soul. And for me, I have a way of testing it. I don't record my music. Sometimes artists like to record a demo on the phone. I just come up with the idea in my head and I go to sleep, and if 2 or 3 days later that same idea comes back to me, then I know it's a bit of an earworm, and I know it's a bit of it has that adhesiveness. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing for me is I try to always do something that's innovative or different. So if I'm building a beat or if I'm coming up with a song for a beat, I try my best not to do something that has already been done. It should sound unique, it should be fresh, it should be, in the true essence of creative, it should be a new creation.
Yeah.
So I try to be innovative, I try to make it feel good, and I try to, just have fun with the music. Yeah.
I agree. I love that. Aisha, what about you? What inspires you when you write your songs? All kinds of
my inspiration I always just say a word. Okay, Almighty Universe, just flow within me and without. Allow it to flow through me, because there's so many things that we're influenced by.
Yes.
I draw inspiration from my son, my life's experiences and the things that I see around me.
Yes.
I don't have a radio at home, so I don't listen to the radio. I try not to be influenced by what is out there. When I'm writing, especially, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anybody. Sometimes producers contact you and they want to play somebody who's recorded on the track. I say, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear their ideas. I don't want to hear their melodies, because even if you think you're not going to be influenced by it, you will be.
Yep.
I want, when my song is done, if it sounds like anybody else's, it's purely coincidental. And if the topic is similar, it's just because it's supposed to be. So I don't listen. I don't have any outside interruptions. I write, and sometimes things come to me. I'm in the bathroom, I'm on the toilet, I'm in bed, I wake up, and I just write stuff down, or I just record the melody as it comes to me.
Wow.
And, he basically had said, sometimes a melody comes to him, and if he wakes up the next day and it comes back without him recording it, then you know that's it. And that happens to me sometimes. I'm like, yes, if it's stuck with me, yes,
Right.
that's the melody I'm working with. Sometimes I write 3 different songs on one rhythm.
Wow.
And the one that resonates the most is the one that I record.
I love that. So if you had to, Aisha, if you had to choose one song on the project that really resonates with you, which would it be?
Other than the one I did.
Right? Okay, so I had to ask that question anyway. But yeah, I guess that would be the one.
I'm just saying.
So tell everyone so they'll know which track that is.
Also, the track I did is Say a Little Prayer to You.
Yes, and that was inspired by, Miss Dionne Warwick, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, or Aretha Franklin.
And Aretha Franklin.
Well, it was
But I think
Yes.
There was a different version.
Well, who wrote it? Who wrote the song?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
Aretha wrote it?
redid it.
Didn't Dionne do
The
it?
original is the Dionne's version, but the most popular was the Aretha.
Right.
Right.
And then so many people have done it, but no one's done it like you guys.
Amen.
It just cannot be
Thank
topped.
you, thank
I
you.
mean, man, I was like,
Thank you,
okay,
thank you.
let's see how this gonna sound. I put it on. I was like, Craig was like, you gotta hear it. I was like,
actually
wow.
also love Tammy T's track.
I know.
That particular, I know who I am because I love that song. I love the original.
Oh, me too.
And her version is just amazing because she has super vocals. I'm like, yes, girl, yes.
That's my jam right now. I know who I am, and this is inspiring because I know who I am.
I think Craig sent an email this morning to say that those 2 songs,
Yeah.
Say a Little Prayer and I Know Who Yah Says I Am.
Yes.
High response songs on the station.
Yeah. They really are. And Basie, Say a Little Prayer.
The song really came out nice. The song really came out well. And I would also say that Aisha has been one of those talents that I've always respected from way back from, because you used to know Edna, right?
Yes.
Right, so from Edna days when you were doing art, you wasn't doing even music. It was one of those creative people that I was like, yo, this person is super talented creatively. And so it was just an honor to bring her on the project, and she delivered. She came in, did what she should do. I mean, it's a big song it's big footsteps. It's a big shoe to put your foot in. I think she definitely grew. Her feet grew, and she filled up those shoes, and she did a good job of making it her own. Because whenever we do a song, the idea is not to do it like the other person, but it's to do it your way. It's to make it your own, and I think that's
make it unique from your side.
Yeah.
Right, I agree.
Thank you, Basie. Lord, those words, you just gave me goosebumps. I'm humbled.
I would like to ask you a question. Now that this project is done, and I know that we're looking at good things and greater things with this project, what about the future?
Yeah.
Projects that you're thinking about doing or planning on doing to complement this album, to take the whole concept further?
I mean, well, that's what Eli Yahuda as a mastermind behind this project. But I do think it will become undeniable that we have to do some other projects because the impact has been tremendous.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the project was birthed probably around 2 years ago, and then we really put pencil to paper in around September, October last year, and laid out a project plan. We wanted it to be completed by Q1 this year. This is my first project. I am, as you have discovered, Craig, I'm a tech entrepreneur. I'm not really a musician. The musician in the family is Basie. So we're kind of reverse osmosis taking place here.
I can honestly say you've done a great job.
Absolutely.
I would agree.
Thank you.
Amazing.
But I would not take any kudos for it. It actually is a flow through from the Most High.
Right.
Your vessel. Execute it.
Now here's what I can do. on your next project, if you're going to do it in Jamaica, I'll fly there and sing backup. How's that?
And me too.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm excellent background vocals.
Okay. We're going to try and wrap this up. Anna, do you have any other last comments?
Yeah, I have a next question. What advice would you have for someone wanting to follow in your footsteps as far as Zion for Hebrew music?
Well, I personally, my philosophy that I advise people on, it goes for whether you're doing Hebrew music or whatever type of music. I would say that most artists, or any artist out there that's looking to do music, they should, one, educate themselves on the business of the music industry.
I totally agree.
You know, secondly, be innovative. If everyone is going left, you go right. If everyone is going forward, you go around the corner, you go somewhere else, because you have to stand out. You don't want to fit in. And then the next thing is just dare to be brave and dare to be different, you know, because I find that at least within the Jamaican space, we have this challenge where once one person finds a hit or finds something that works, everybody does the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's not say everybody.
But the majority of people.
Large majority.
And what you find is that the music doesn't have any dynamism after a while. It doesn't have any, you know, it becomes kind of one stream. So if an artist is choosing to become a Hebrew artist right now, you know, it's kind of like find your space, find yourself, find your inspiration, find what your story is, tell your testimony, and do it your own way, and just never stop. Consistency is the key. I mean, the key to success is where, you know, opportunity meets preparation. So, you know, just go for it.
Absolutely. Okay, you all will tell everyone how to reach you, how to get the project.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the project is available on all digital platforms.
It is.
So, you know, you really just look for, and we must say, because we've been talking about, the title of the album is Yahudan Anthology Hebraic.
Right. It's no S on the, you can't put the S on Yahudans. Especially on YouTube, it'll take you somewhere else.
The S is on the collective. It's Yahudans Awoke, but the project is Yahudan Anthology Hebraic.
Yes.
Right. And it's very unique project. To me, it's something that I'm really happy to be a part of. You know, I think even though Silver likes to play down and says flow through, and we're not disputing that, but you know, I've worked with many producers, and in Jamaica we say you have producers and you have reducers.
Gotta use that one. The reducers.
And he has shown that he is a good producer.
Awesome.
He has really put it together, get the right musicians. I mean, and when you talk about the musicians that are on board,
the musicians.
Amazing.
It's not
amazing.
Awesome collective.
You can hear it. It's just amazing.
Right.
So
the quality is
amazing.
It's on top.
It sounds like Lion King. You know what I mean? On that level, it's like, and it came out around Lion King time, so it was like a perfect time, because it's like, is this from the Lion King movie? You know, because it sounds like it could be. You know?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So we encourage everyone to go and check it out.
Absolutely.
It's inspirational music. It's not
awesome music.
It's awesome music, but you know, for me also, it's not preachy. It's more celebrating spirituality.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? So go out there and check out the album, and if you're inspired, you know, check out the artist. My name is Basie. You can find me on all the social media at Basie Music, BAYC Music, and my website is basiemusic.com. At this point, I'll ask Aisha to share how to find her.
Yes, most definitely. Aisha, what's your social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Aisha Davis Music. That's AISHADAVISMUSIC. You can find me on SoundCloud. And of course, you can go and purchase any of my music on iTunes, Spotify, any digital platform there is. I'm currently working on my EP to be
Yay!
launched in December on my birthday, which is December 18th.
Hey! Happy early!
That's my wife's birthday.
Oh, Miss Marlene.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. That's
I'm just
awesome.
with Aisha on December 9th.
Are you? What?
Wow.
See, Sagittarius in the
Oh,
place.
man, all you December babies. Wow.
Before we wrap up again, I'd like to endorse what the guys have been saying and to say big up to the musician, the collective, the ensemble, the aggregation that came together.
Yes, man.
I think it was a common picture that was orchestrated by the Most High.
Them a hand. Yes.
Yes.
A massive co-creation project that we can't take the credit for, actually, guys.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Well, thank you all for being here on Music Box, the first interview. And oh my gosh, shalom. You guys enjoy your 3-day weekend.
Listen,
Thank you so much, Craig, for the opportunity. And shalom.
Shalom.
Hello.
Shalom from Woni Radio.
and thanks,
Well, there you have it. On behalf of One Nation Israel, WONI Woni Radio, Toda for listening and checking out the interview. Music Box is sponsored by D-Jack Events, DNA Management, doTERRA Essential Oils, AnnaJackMusicForYou.com. That's Anna No H Jack Music, number 4 letter U.com, and Grace Music Productions. If you haven't already, go ahead and download Science Song. It's available where all digital music is sold. I would love to be a part of your Hebraic playlists. Looking for a single or jingle or music project? Hit me up at AnnaJackMusicForYou@gmail.com. That's Anna No H Jack Music, number 4 letter U@gmail.com. Ahava you all, Toda Rabah for being here, leaving you with Psalms 98:4. Make a joyful noise unto Yahuwah, all ye earth, make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Till the next, shalom.